Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. Are you ready for your crafty challenge for this week? I certainly am. So deal it up challenge, and we're going to 3 prompts for this week, 2 originals and then our red deck here. So without further ado, let's crack into it. A warm welcome to you if you're new to my channel. I haven't explained this challenge, but you'll pick it up as we go along. It's very simple, 3 prompts, and then you make something with those prompts. Now, usually one of the prompts tells you what to make, whether it's like a journal card or a tag, etc. But this week I'm leaving that set out. Okay, so our first prompt is cool colors, and we will be making whatever you like. So you can make a cover if you like. You could make a paper bag or decorate a paper bag. You could make a tag or a journal card or a pocket, just whatever you feel like. That's where you can take these prompts. Okay, and our next one is stamps. And so most of these prompts you can interpret in whatever way you like. So for stamps you can use rubber stamps or clear stamps or whatever, or you could use a postage stamp. So feel free to interpret it the way that you would like and what suits you according to your supplies or what mood you're in even. Sometimes you want a stamp, sometimes you don't. So pop on a postage stamp if that's the mood you're in today, or if that's what suits your project. Okay, and for our final prompt, picking from this big stack, there's one hiding in there, so let's pick on it since it wants to hide. An ad or a part of an ad. Okay, so they're everywhere. There's even printables of old vintage ads, but you could find one in a magazine or in a newspaper, wherever. So now what am I going to make today? That is the question. I have not thought. So cool colors, stamps, and ad literally could be used on anything. Okay, just looking around me what I can grab. And I've got this strip of scrapbook paper. So what would I like to do with this? I'm thinking some sort of trifold thing, like a mini folio or something. So I'm just going to fold it in thirds. So I don't really know what I'm going to make. I'm just going to wing it and let the process flow. Let it guide me on what it wants to be. So starting with this. And purely it was just the first thing I grabbed, or the first thing I saw, because it was sticking up out of my bag of scraps. And it's like, why not? It's saying use me, so I'm going to use it. So it could be a fold-out journaling card. It could be a little folio. It could be a little flip down with a belly band in behind or a pocket in behind. Lots of ways to go. I am playing with a piece of paper. I'm just kind of thinking about what I would like to do with it, what it's saying to me. I'm almost thinking a little flip down journaling space. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. First up, I'm going to give it a little decorative top. It's going to be the fold down bit, the top flap. So I'm just going to loosely fold it in half if I can wrestle it into position. Line it up as best I can, and then I'm just going to create a decorative top with a little bit of a curl, a little bit of interest there. Cool. And this one is not closing that well. It's just a little bit long, so it's binding up in the crease. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off so it closes nicely. So I've got right into making this morning. I haven't even asked you guys how you are. How was your weekend? Was it a good one? I hope it was a good one. Let me know. Did you get up to anything special? Or just chill out and relax, which is also a fantastic option. I had a relatively relaxed weekend. You know, I'm still not up to much, so it was a weekend on the couch mostly. I did get to church on Sunday, which was fantastic to be back at church. I hadn't been for, it must have been a good part of 2 months, maybe 2 months and a week. I really lost track. So I thought, well, today's the day. This weekend is the day to go back and see how I cope, you know, with normal toilets and all that, without all the equipment that I've got at home. And actually I might round those corners before I ink. And yeah, it was all good actually. Really lovely to see everybody, catch up. And I occupy a couch at church. We've got 2 couches and I occupy the 2-seater. So my whole weekend was on the couch, pretty much, even at church. But boy, the only thing I can say about being back at church is I was cold. I had took a blanket with me and had it over my legs, but I was still cold. Right, so this is going to be glued down, I think, that back part, maybe with a pocket in behind. So, right, so that's our base. Cool colours, stamps. I'm thinking I want to do some stamping. Oops, just grabbing out my new stamps here, because I still have not played with many of them. So I've played with that one, and I've played with that one not very successfully, but that's okay. That was my fault, not the stamp set fault. This one might be quite nice. This one's fun, but I'm thinking of more of that for my personal journaling. So let's have a look at this one. This is called Strong Roots, and it's a close to my heart stamp set. Really like this house, and I like this gate here as well, or door. I'm not sure whether it's gate or door. And the tree's quite nice as well. Which way do I want to go? You might not be able to see them that well because of that texture behind them. I think I might go with the house. Oops, that's not going to work. I popped the stamps in my open drawer, which means I couldn't access the next drawer, which has the ink pads in it. The challenges of limited space. And that's just a reality for us, isn't it? You know, even if you've got a studio, you always run out of room, because us crafters just like lots of supplies. Right. And I think I'm going to stamp it on a bit of paper. Oh, no, that's not big enough. Need a bigger bit than that. Right. Find some cool bit of paper. How about a bit of painter's masking paper? Let's stamp on that. And I think in black is what I'm going to go for. And I haven't used these stamps, so let's see what we get. got enough ink on that. And give it a good few seconds there to transfer the ink to the paper. Okay, I feel like I didn't get much ink on it, but I'm still happy with how it's stamped. Just need to give my stamp a clean off. There we go. Brand new set. I don't want to goober it up too quickly. Oh, I actually was so focused on these other images I didn't notice the keys. They're cool. I like those. Okay, so let's give this, I think, a fussy tear. I like that. Right, so I want to layer it up, of course. And this is where I'm going to bring in my cool colours. So I've got another bit of scrapbook paper scrap here. I'm going to trim it to the width, roughly. Just a bit wider, I think so, and then I can just trim off the overhang. And I want to give it a nice shape. Something like that. Yes, I like that, and maybe a bit of green. Right, can I find a bit of green is the question. It's kind of greenish. Oh, how about that? A bit of green map. That could be fun. It's got a lot of green on it. Just going to trim off this edge a bit. And again, I want to give it a nice fun edge. Sorry, I don't even know if I was in camera then. I do apologise. Okay, so if we layer up that with that, and then this over top. Yes, and then this has got text on it, which just adds to a bit of a fun look. Okay, I do think I'm going to ink the edges that are going to show. So the top edge on this, and then the bottom and top edges on this. And then I'll do the sides once I've trimmed down to the edge of the base. Hopefully that makes sense. Right, so this first. Right, I've got to remember the add part and where I'm going to put the add in. and finding an ad. Oops, that's upside down. Yeah, let's try that again. That's better. Were you shouting at me, were you? It's upside down. I was so busy thinking about where I was going to pull an ad from. And then this on the bottom, that's a part of a Canadian map, I believe. Trim off the overhang and glue up my scissors. Put the lid on my ink pad. Oh, stuck to my fingers. Right, lid on the glue stick. And our house is under my book here. I'm just wondering whether I've got a label that's an ad. Do I? I'm not entirely sure. Let's have a wee quick flip through. Those ones aren't ads, I know that. These ones are labels, like actual labels, bottle labels, so not so much an ad. They could be ads, but again, labels, yeah, not really ads. Something like that could be an ad though. Have I got something else to hand that would work? I do have a magazine, but it's just a, you know, a generic magazine. I don't know if I'd actually have anything that speaks to me out of this. Let's have a wee look. I did have another magazine. Where's that gone? I must have popped it away. It would have perhaps been a better magazine for ads than this one. So I'm thinking more of a vintage look ad is what I'm wanting. Something that's quite graphic rather than, you know, just a any ad will do kind of thing. I think I'm going to strike out on this one, although that's kind of fun, that film strip. Oops, move those away because I'm not going to provide us the ad. But it's a bit big, isn't it? And it's really the wrong style. That will just have to do for a different collage or something. Gosh, I find these women's magazines so trashy. And often I don't get much out of them for collage. These sort of women's, the ones that come out every week, those really, you know, just find that very low on the material for cutting out. Right, so that was a strikeout. I do actually I just spotted something. I got some happy mail from I believe this one was from Laurel. I actually unearthed this from my pile. So hi Laurel. This beautiful old newspaper, which is just gorgeous. Is it? It's a pocket. Okay, I was thinking if there was an ad there, but it's actually glued into a pocket. So I'm going to leave that intact for now. What else can I grab? Got my texty bits here. Surely there's an ad in here. If this fails, then I might have to pop you on pause. while I find something. But I'm sure there should be something in here. Lots of different book page types. Take the time to put them back in the bag so I don't end up with a gigantic mess. Recipe book, another recipe book. Dictionary, music, lots of music. Oops, bits of encyclopedia as well. What I'm thinking is there should be a piece in here from a stamp magazine. Kellogg, yeah, I guess it's a magazine. There should be a bit of that in here, and that's what I'm ultimately looking for. I did have the whole thing over here, but I recently put it away. Silly me, because then I turn around and need it. See, that's why we have problems of putting stuff away, because we know as soon as we do, we're going to need it. At least that's my experience. Is that your experience? You have it out for ages and haven't used it, so eventually you put it away and you turn around and you actually need that very same bit. It's annoying. That's what it is. Annoying, because we physically cannot have everything at our fingertips. It just doesn't work, does it? And particularly when you're in a small space, or even if you're in a large space, you still can't have everything at your fingertips. It's just physically impossible. Oh, we're not having much luck here so far. Please don't let me down. Some pattern paper. Some instruction leaflets. Everything but. Little scrappy bits here. Getting down to, oh, there's a bit of a stamp album, which is not what I'm looking for, but there's a bit of that. I was sure there was a bit of that stamp magazine in here. Oh, golly me. Nope, that was a strikeout. I am surprised. I am honestly surprised, because I was sure that I'd put at least a double page in there from it, but obviously not. Those scraps, sorry for reaching. I'm just going to pop those in my small scrap bin rather than putting them back in the bag. Okay. Right, well, I'm going to have to pop you on pause. I'll be right back, my friends. Just a moment. And I'm back. I knew exactly where I'd put it, so at least that didn't take much time. So this is the magazine I was talking about, Stamp News, monthly magazine for stamp collectors, and this one's from July 1966. So if I turn to the back, usually things are in, you know, ads are in the back, aren't they? And let's just look for one that we like. I am thinking just taking, I don't want something too big and it's not going to be a focal point, so maybe just this top one up here. It's just text, but it's got, you know, some different sizes and it's got some numbers and bits and pieces, so I'm just going to take this one. All that time spent when I could have just gone and grabbed this to begin with, but never mind. So I think I'm going to remove that black border, just carefully not a lot of gap between the border and the text, so just being very, very careful. I mean, it doesn't matter if I go into the text because I'm not going to have the whole lot showing anyway. But I want to preserve what I can, so then I've got more options and how it looks in the finished article. Here we go. I want to just trim it up like that. Or I could, sorry, I'm just playing, so I went a bit quiet there. Kind of wished I'd cut the other side now instead of this side, but that's all right. I think I'm going to pop it up there. So let's ink it up. Gee, I'm getting quite toasty. It's a beautiful day, beautiful sunny day, and it was very cold this morning, so I've got all my winter gear on and this lovely big thick hoodie, polar fleece hoodie, and the fire's going and the sun's shining through the window, so I'm getting a bit toasty, which I have to say I do not mind at all. Much enjoying that to the cold, because it was really cold this morning. It was like -1 or something, I think. Good old frosty morning. Give that a bit more of a ink up. Okay. Do I want to add anything else? Maybe a little label. As I was popping them away, I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't pop them away. But I did. And we've got some blue ones here, but I'm thinking green. That's not really green though, is it? Oh, trying to get, it's more brown. This has got little shades of green. I like this one. It says Trip Pass, and that kind of plays in with the map for me in the background. So give that an ink up. And let's just grab this bit and glue it on, because it's been glued on before, but it's dry, so it's not gonna make my bit of paper stick to it, my stamped image. And I haven't inked around this because I want the edges to disappear a little bit rather than stand out. I mean, they will stand out, but you know. Right, I'm enjoying how that looks. Do I want to add anything else, or are we all good? So we've got our ad, we've got stamped image, and we've got cool colors. So I think we're good on the prompts. And inside in here, I think I want to do just a little decorating. This folder, just making sure I grab out the right folder. And I want to grab a stencil. No, don't feel diamonds. I was going to go for the diamond one, but some of these I haven't cleaned very well at all. Very naughty. That's the victim of my limited time crafting. That's what that is. During my recovery. Maybe this one, it's an animal print. Just something a little fun and organic. I wanted something more organic for this. I don't know why, just that's what I was feeling. So we've got that stencil. And for it, I'm going to reinforce our cool colours, and I'm going to use some tumbled glass distress ink. And then I think I'm also going to use some green as well. I'm not going to do the whole thing, I'm just going to do patches. Thought it would be wide enough for this little flip, but it's not, so just moving it around. Just add a bit of interest and still able to be written on. There we go, just a little hint of blue. And let's add some shabby shutters. And I want to overlap some of the marks so they kind of blend together a bit. And I'm not lining it up because I want it more organic. Less composed, less manipulated. Just want it more random. Right, and that's all I'm going to do. Just adds a little bit of interest. And I really like the randomness of it. How we've got what bits that are completely white, and then where the green and blue overlap, it doesn't match. Like it's not the same position for the stencil. So I really like that, just to add a little bit of fun. Now, do we want to put a stamp on the inside as well? I'm thinking this little kind of like bush area one down the bottom here could be fun. For no other reason than just because. Right in the middle, as much as I can do it by eye. Just holding it there and cleaning up a little bit while I'm holding it. Look, now we can put this bit of ad in my paper scraps in that bag. And you know what? If I had to do the same thing tomorrow, I probably wouldn't find that scrap. There we go. Give this a clean off. And I'm kind of feeling like maybe a word to go with that. What do you reckon? Should we put a word on it? I don't know if I want any of these words. Home. Well, we could put that. Home is where the heart is, because we've got the home on the front, haven't we? The little house. So maybe that would be appropriate. So let's put home is where the heart is. And since we're talking cool colours, why don't we go ahead and stamp it in, this is Ranger Archival ink in Manganese Blue. Oh, that came out nice. I'm cleaning the stamps, but they're still coming up coloured. And home. Do we want to do that in, I think we want to do that in a different blue. If I can find it. Oh gosh, where is it? Come here. Sorry guys. Ah, there it was. It's upside down. So this is Cobalt in the Ranger Archival ink. Hopefully I got it straight. Oops, I didn't do a good job of that, did I? But never mind, it's readable. And that's all that really matters. Right, well there we go. There is my project for the Deal It Up challenge for this week. What are we up to? 30 something. I can't quite remember, but it will be in the title when I go to post the video. So let's have a look. Let's grab out a page to show you what it will look like. So pop it on a page. And I think, oh, I could even do it as vertical, like a top loading pocket, or a belly band through the middle there. So I could glue it the sides here, or I could glue it here and have something in this way. And then that will just be a wee flip up with journaling space and that wee hidden message down the bottom there. So there we go. That is what I made with the prompts. What are you going to make with the prompts? It's open gambit. Choose what you want to make and then use these 3 prompts to decorate it. So cool colours, stamps and an ad or a part of an ad. I hope you have fun with it. I hope it inspires you to create. Have a fabulous week and I'll see you again soon. Take care everybody. Bye.